The 20th century was a century of major armed and ideological conflicts. But but the conflict we are going to talk about is the First World War. I believe that the First World War was the mother of conflicts in the 20th century. The world that we live in today has been shaped more by the First World War than any other war. Why did it break out? Of course, Europe was already on the brink, they say. All European powers had major colonial holdings in Asia and Africa. Germany and Austria maybe felt that they had been left out. So there was a certain tension. But one still does not understand, it beats us as to how a major world war could have broken out just because the Crown Prince of Austria, along with his wife, while on a visit to Bosnia, was assassinated by a Serb. But due to this one incident, the World War broke out. We have very little time, so very shortly, and that this is what we are told, that there were alliances. And because this one event triggered these alliances, all allies had to stand by their friends like Austria or otherwise, and this war became inevitable because of the treaties of alliances. But let us look at it in a different way. Let us look at the outcome of this war. The outcome of this war was the redrawing of the map of the Middle East or the Muslim world. The Ottomans, who need not have joined this war, were drawn into this war by a certain string of events. And with the defeat of the Germans and the Ottoman Empire was dissolved. So was the German royal house. And instead of having free free Arab nations or free countries, it was decided by the British that Palestine, while they created small kingdoms and small empires, small countries everywhere in the Middle East, they kept Palestine as their mandate. Already they had signed in 2017 the Balfour Declaration. And they had decided that once they would conquer Palestine, Jews would be brought in from all over the world and settled there. And in 1948, there would be an Israeli or a Jewish or a Zionist state. This was the actual outcome of the First World War. Along with other outcomes, this was the major outcome. So if this was the major outcome, and the Zionists had a direct bearing on this war, and then the Zionists had a direct interest in the outcome of this war, should we not be going for more research to see how this war actually started? Did it actually trigger off just because a prince had been killed? Or was it the ultimate end that the Zionists were looking at? And Zionists whose influence had already gained momentum, especially with Britain and the USA. So if the war was to ultimately benefit them, which it did, would they not have a role to play in the very beginning, in the start of this war? Thank you.